Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-hour Purple People. And now here's your host, John Harper.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of 24-hour Purple People. My name is John Harper and I am absolutely thrilled to have you along for the ride for our Great Prediction. Episode 2, the Great Prediction, as we are going to be predicting quite a few things for the 2022 campaign of Louisville City FC. We'll also be talking about our home opener against Atlanta United 2 and all the things that go along with all of that. So I'm excited to have you. Thanks for swinging by today. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the panelists today. Let's see. First off, we have Mr. Glenn Grum. Glenn, say hello. I can't hear Glenn Grum. Hold on. I can't hear you. Try it again.
Does this work better, John?
Oh, try it again. There you go. We hear you now, buddy. Say hello,
Hi,
Glenn.
John. I thought, after the first week of being here, I figured you guys would find someone much better and much more attractive than me, but apparently not so much. So thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. And our second panelist is none other than Matt Dalton. Matt, say hello, sir.
I'm that person that we found that's better and more attractive than you, Glenn. I'm sorry. I didn't want to be the guy to tell you, but it's me.
Well,
Wait, you were here last week too.
I can safely say that I am more handsome than both of you guys because it's on my Twitter feed. So that's how that things work.
It works.
Yep, it's my Twitter handle. So, if you did not tune in last week to the show, well, first off, where were you? Secondly, I want to explain a little bit of how 24-hour Purple People work. We will have a 60-minute clock. It'll work just like the beautiful game works, where we'll have both, usually we have both racing in Louisville City. Today's episode is going to be all about Louisville City as we prepare for this season. At any moment during this broadcast, if one of my two panelists gets out of line, they'll receive a yellow card. If they get two yellow cards, they will receive a red card, and they'll be muted for 60 seconds where they cannot join the conversation, and the other panelist gets a chance to speak, do whatever they want, sing a song, a number of different things, as long as it's legal in the continental United States of America. It is okay for them to do. So that is how that works. Now, we have had a fun week. We appreciate all the support and people that were on the chat last week. We hope that you join us on the live chat today, and we hope that it works appropriately. A little glitch last week. And it should be a lot of fun. Now, without further ado, we are going to head over to our main screen. There we are. Hello. So.
Hola.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? Let's see here.
Pretty.
It is pretty.
A word that's never been used to describe me before, ever.
So all sorts of things to talk about today, including we'll have a special guest appearance from Cathrodamus, and I'm really excited to see her on the show. I know she has some strong feelings about some certain subjects that we're going to talk about in the second half. The second half will be devoted to the predictions, as this is the Great Prediction episode. Let's see here. Forgive me for just a second here,
It's
folks.
great of her that she could pry herself away from Hogwarts to be able to come on the show. Like, I really appreciate it. If you see Cathrodamus, let her know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We absolutely appreciate all of her hard work. She definitely worked way harder than we did on this, so definitely pay attention to her predictions and not ours.
Well, you guys,
or at least not mine.
You guys know what you're talking about, I think, right? I don't. So
sorry.
All right.
I mean, we definitely show up on this podcast, or video cast, or whatever you call it. So
yeah, man, nobody stopped us yet.
Well, that is true. Let's get rolling here with our first topic up for today, our pregame game. So we are back next Saturday for the opener, March the 12th, Lynn Family Stadium against Atlanta United 2, acronym United, as I like to call them. Glenn, I'll start with you. When you look at acronym United, ATO United 2, whatever, tell me, well, actually, let's talk about the pregame because that's what it says on the screen.
Yeah, that's the first one. Yeah,
Rewind.
We
Sorry.
should do that first.
Nailed it.
So I guess the most exciting thing about Louisville City coming back is getting to see the Purple family again and the celebration of soccer starting back up. There's all sorts of options around Lynn Family Stadium. There's all sorts of options in the city of Louisville. And, of course, the tailgate. Glenn, tell me about your pregame game. What are you most excited looking forward to come this Saturday?
I'm just really excited to see everybody again. I'm definitely excited to see what Doug, Rick, John, Michael, and Kathy Ryan have in store for us at the tailgate. I think that's going to be really exciting. Also, make sure it's important that you get to the game before the match starts, right? To experience the stadium. There's so many great things going on in the stadium, so make sure you get there early and enjoy all there is to enjoy inside of Lynn Family Stadium. There's great bars and there's the team store, and there's all kinds of things you can do to prepare yourself for the match. So
there is a team store. You're correct, Matt. When you look at the preseason, when you look at the pre-game to the season, the first game, you know what I'm talking about. Matt, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, I don't really have. I used to do the face paint, man. I used to do a lot of traditional things. I used to be pretty superstitious about what I did before the match, but I don't really care about any of that shit anymore. Most of the time, you can find me at the tailgate in the gold lot on the corner of Adams and K. The beer is plentiful. The shots are plentiful. My friends are already there, and it's cheap because I already bought the beer. So most of the time, you can find me there. But for me, nothing beats a bar or a pub prior to the game, full of fans. Maybe there's another soccer game on the TV you're watching. There's just an excitement in the air. It's just electric. And COVID has kind of made that a moot point. But I think this year, as sort of infection rates fall and sort of we get people vaccinated, I think people are going to start going back to bars. And I think we're going to get that sort of atmosphere again. There's some good options close. 1020 is a little bit of a walk, but they've got some pretty solid cocktails. What else? I'm interested to see what's going to become of the spot that the Hogfather used to occupy. That it could be a prime location for some sort of city bar. Make it happen, people with like disposable income and business. Make that happen, so I can go and drink there.
And
Didn't
there
HEG
a new?
purchase the Odeon?
Sorry,
Oh,
Glenn. Go
really?
ahead.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that ATG purchased the Odeon. I think they have something in the works there as well. There's a lot of options. There's also High Horse down
Fantastic.
there. So there's a lot of options, places to go. I'm really surprised that, you've dropped your superstitions. Like, I mean, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. I have to wear the same underpants every match, and I definitely have to make sure that I have the same like pregame ritual going on. Like, there's a whole, I don't know how you guys are, but there's a whole thing for me. Like, my day is pretty planned out for match days, home or away, right? Like, I get up in the morning, I do my routine, and I have like things I do, and then I even have like a playlist that I listen to every time on the way to the stadium. Like, it's
Oh,
maybe
I do
it's a
have a
little more than a little
playlist.
stitious.
I have a match day playlist. I don't listen to that exclusively on match days anymore, but I used to have one that I would rock every single match day to get me hyped up. A lot of wrestling songs on there. A lot of songs we used for chants and the US Open All End. So yeah, I can relate to that. But yeah, I dropped a lot of that, man. I don't know. It's the drinking that makes me not care as much. I don't know. Maybe it's a sign. It's a warning sign of something bigger. Who knows? I don't know.
The most exciting development in the off season is the Rolling Tiger, the ATG location that is going to be opening pretty soon. It might already be. I think it is already open. I'm behind the times. either of you guys want to check that out Saturday? I am.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Sounds like fun.
down.
I'm
I think
down.
Love
Adam's
you. I
going
love
to be there,
ATG.
I'm sure. So
And I love Adam. So yeah, let's do it.
Who doesn't love Adam?
I don't know if you can see it, Glenn, but you did receive a yellow card for the office joke. You're welcome.
What?
All right.
Oh
Let's
my-
see. I love The
my
Office.
Gosh, I love The Office. You're gonna get a lot more of those, so I'm really sorry then if that's a yellow card infraction. So that's like
Bookable offense,
other than
buddy.
soccer, that's my favorite thing to watch. So
Yeah. No problem. No problem. All right. Well, moving right along. Now we can talk about the Deuce themselves. One of the many two teams in the USL, I guess for now, as Atlanta United 2 is got the honor of facing us in the first game of the 2022 season. Matt, when you look at this team, Atlanta United 2, definitely a team in development, definitely a development team, I dare say, in a lot of ways. Matt, what do you think of this team? Do they pose any threat? Is this a easy victory or maybe not?
We should be able to handle this team fairly easily. I'm not going to say that if we somehow lost to ATL United game 1 that the season is over, but it would be a little concerning, sure. They're a young team. It's hard to game plan for both a podcast panelist and as a team for two teams because their objectives are much different than ours, right? They're not necessarily there to win games. That maybe not is their first order of business, right? There's fluctuations in their roster, right? That's constantly in flux. I believe Glenn mentioned earlier in our pregame that I believe that Atlanta plays on Saturday or Sunday rather.
Sunday.
The MLS squads. So yeah, that's going to prevent them from really sending anybody to ATL2. They're a really young team because they're a developmental team. I think their oldest player listed on their roster is like 25. So they're really a wild card, and I'll be glad when we're done facing MLS2 squads. I'm sick of them.
Yes. Glenn, your thoughts on Atlanta United 2 Tournament Edition, Special Edition, NBA Jam, whatever they're called. Go ahead.
I think that it's definitely difficult to scout these teams, right? Because they do have a different objective, right? They're not necessarily designed to win leagues. They're designed to train their players, right? Red Bulls Red Bulls 2 did a really good job of that, and they definitely did a good job for the first few years we were in the league, right? Where they were winning.
You can't overlook them.
Titles. So, but as far as that goes, I think that they returned their leading scorer for another season, from what I can find online. By the way, they're also very difficult to find their actual roster, right? Like the roster was very difficult to find and see who's on the team because there is so much flux and so much change. So it's hard to tell who will be playing there. We do know that they're coached by Jack Collison, who used to be a former West Ham United player.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey,
I know
that
right?
means he's
I
not
thought
very
you'd like
good.
that.
So we should be able to handle these guys pretty easily.
Yeah, and last season they were 8, 10, and 14 with 34 points. They finished 26th in the USL. And Atlanta is playing at home to Charlotte on the 13th on Sunday. So it'd be very difficult for them to send players to the second team in Louisville to play a match the night before. So fingers crossed. They conceded almost 2 goals per match, which I think is a good thing for us, right? And I feel like we have a decent scoring team, right? Like I feel like that's what we're built for, is an attack-minded team again. So I think it will be an interesting match. I think it'll be fun to watch. I think that we're going to get to what we want to see, right? That's going to come next.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I think part of the entire season is going to depend on a lot from our next topic, which is the wish list. Now, what this is about is we've kind of compiled some things that we wanted to see from this Louisville City squad this year. I'm not going to go through all those things, but there's definitely some things that we thought maybe in the offseason we needed to improve on, as we all kind of did in some ways. Glenn, I'll start with you. When you look at this Louisville City squad in 2022, what do you think is some of the main things that need to be maybe fix coming in based on the preseason or anything else you might have saw with this team last year. Tell us a little bit about your wish list.
I want to see us possess the ball more in the midfield. So I think I want to see us play a 3-4-3 is what I'm looking for. Maybe I feel like that would help maybe with some possession. I know it's gonna be nice to see Morton in goal, right? Like we got him signed, and it seems like from preseason, looks like he's the first team starter. It seems like we have some solid defenders. I'm not sure who our top 3 defenders would be. I know that Toch and Sharpie are definitely in that conversation, but I think I would like to see us play a 3-4-3. With maybe Perez, Bone, and PDP, maybe McCabe in the midfield. I don't know how you guys feel about that. And then 3 up top, Cam, Ownby, and Gonzalez. It looked like from the last preseason match, though, we played more of a 4-3-3, which I think was a more standard lineup for us and closer to what we usually played. But I would definitely like to see us try 3 at the back and see if we can't hold that ball through the midfield, because I feel like that was possessing the ball in the middle of the pitch was kind of an issue for us last year. So we'll see. I'm also not a great soccer tactician, so let me just make that clear. These are all just, guesses.
We're all going to hold you accountable for all of this.
Yes.
If we don't do well this season,
Yes.
this is on you, Glenn.
Absolutely.
So
Matt,
can I,
go
real
ahead.
quick before you move on, I just want to say I think that we have one of the best lineups we've had, and we've had some decent teams. I feel like this team is a really good team, and just looking at it, just from the players and everything we have on the team, I feel fairly comfortable with what we have and who we can put on the pitch. And I feel like we'll get to that later on, but I feel like we definitely have a chance. And I think that maybe if we play Danny's system, maybe if he's got something up his sleeve that he wants to do, I think we can be very successful. So
a little trickery perhaps. Matt, taking a look at your wish list, other than a Sega CD, what do you want from Louisville City in 2022?
I always wanted the Dreamcast. That was sort of my
same.
That was my rosebud, was a Dreamcast. But anyway, I think Glenn's right in the sense that just from the makeup of the roster, I think we are built to play a lot through the midfield this year, and I do think that we're going to do a better job this year of holding on to that. Defensively is specifically the keeper core. I think Kyle Morton is the key to our entire season. I think he's the clear starter right now. And if we can get a couple good performances from him, especially like in key spots, because if you look at statistically last year, how we did defensively, it is in line with what we have done traditionally. But I think the times in which our defense failed us are the things that really frustrated the fan base, dropping points late in halves, stuff like that. Just think back to that Tampa Bay game. If we can get a couple more key saves, I would rather not, honestly. When you mentioned that Kevin De Bruyne goal was a lot like the lucky goal, I wanted to come through the phone and slap you right in your
De Bruyne reference.
face.
That's a yellow.
Oh, come
Hell
on.
yeah,
He's so good.
It should be a straight red.
He's so good.
He is good.
All right. Well, I think Morton is the key here. I think he's going to be a big difference maker in that.
No, I agree, and I think that we'll have a question kind of covering the keeper situation in the second half. But yeah, I do agree that's going to be a difference maker. We talked about that a little bit last week. We really haven't had just a solid wall behind the defense between the post and a consistent one. And I think that might very well improve this year in 2022. We'll cover this a little bit in the second half as well, but looking at expectations and our wish list and all that, I know that Danny has put in some work with this team as we've seen some really excellent coverage by Kyle Spriggs on Twitter and things. Just fantastic work. I'm really excited about seeing this team on the pitch. But Glenn, let me ask you, is there a measuring stick for, I guess, a moment in the season you might look at and say, things aren't going right. I mean, what do you expect to see as far as, are you expecting big wins? I know we kind of got used to these back in the day, 5-0, 4-0, things like that. Is there anything that would make you go, oh, or yay, or some other sound?
I like to make a lot of sounds, John, so I'm glad you asked that question. I
Big
feel
toys
like,
guy.
man, I feel like I'm looking forward to just winning matches. Like, I don't think it has to be necessarily pretty. I think just victories, right? Like, and I feel like this is definitely a team that's built to score goals. So we're just going to outscore our opponents. I don't think necessarily it's going to lead to a ton of clean sheets and maybe, games that are, decided by one goal. But I think the way we're built, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of those, 5-4 results, or even, 5-0 results. It just depends on how everything goes on the pitch. But I feel like we're definitely built to win games, and we're built to score goals. So I'm pretty excited.
I think
Matt,
we're going to see a
same
lot of
question.
games, like you said, man. Like
Mhm.
5 versus 4. But you know what? That's still a win. I don't care. We can give up 10 goals
Yeah.
as long as we score 11. I don't care.
Yeah,
Same.
I think we are going to press. I think we're going to be a very exciting team to watch. And, with the Open Cup being back, we've got some added fixtures in the season. It's going to be interesting to see how fatigue, if you guys remember the Open Cup last time around, definitely wore on our team, I think, a little. And it's going to be interesting to see how that actually affects us in 2022. We shall see. Anything else, Glenn, go
John,
ahead. Yes.
I think we're a
I
little
think we'll be
deeper.
pretty good as long as a Danhausen doesn't come out and curse us. Like, we'll be
Ooh.
good, right?
I think our team's a little deeper than it has been in previous years. So I think that the Open Cup could be good for us, right? To get some of those second team minutes for Serrano and maybe Dom, like really get in there and be able to see the field a lot more.
Yep.
So, but I think that the cup is going to be taken much more serious, and I think well, we'll get to that later. But I have some thoughts about that. So,
Ooh, thoughts.
Look at you with your thoughts.
I can't
I
wait.
know, right?
Glenn's thoughts. That's kind of scary. All right. Well, let's move right along to up your support. Now, this is going to be about a lot of things, but we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get more involved with Louisville City FC and Racing Louisville. Glenn, I'm going to kind of just hand it over to you. I know you are you're foaming at the mouth to talk about this, or it could be the rabies. Glenn, if you...
it is the rabies, actually, but I got some shots. It's supposed to go down, so I should be okay in a couple of days, maybe a week or so. I'll be all right.
I do want to say, too...
But I am really excited.
Go ahead.
I'm excited to talk about supporters groups, so...
Yeah, I do want to say that's a really nice-looking kit you're wearing, too, by the way. But
thank you. I appreciate
Always been a great supporter.
Good little sidetrack. Okay, take it away,
Giving
Glenn.
lover.
Yeah, so if you go to Louisville City's website, if you go to loucity.com and you click on community and scroll down, there's going to be a place for supporters groups. It's going to give you a list of supporters groups. You have the Louisville Coopers, the Lou City Ladies, you have Scouse's House, the Sheep's Pen, and the Louisville Ledgehogs. You can click on, it looks like they have, their Facebook, their Twitter accounts, and you can click on how to join. The important part about joining a supporters group, you can join any or all, but the important part is that you join a supporters group, because what they're going to do is they help make things happen and make your game day experience better. So all those cool things like tifos and flags in the stands and the smoke that goes off, all of that is provided by your supporters groups. So if you go to, say, for example, you go to check out the Coopers, this year for a 2022 membership, it's going to be $25, and you get a scarf and a challenge point, as well as additional perks. Looks like Scouse's House is going to be a $10 membership fee, and that's used to support Kentucky Refugee Ministries. The Ledgehogs look like their membership is a $5 membership dues. And then you have Lou City Ladies at $5.50 for your membership dues. And then let's not leave out racing. I know we're not focusing on them tonight, but you do have the Lavender Legion. Their membership dues are $5.02. And like I said, it's just an important way to get involved and help support the clubs and help, do things that help your community as well, right? Soccer is bigger than just what happens on the pitch. It's what goes on in the city, and it's a way to support that community and grow the game itself and show that we're more than just a bunch of drunk hooligans. And while we are primarily drunk hooligans, we also do some nice things and we help out in our community. And this is a great way to do it. And a lot of these, like the Cooper Scouts House, Ledgehogs, Blue City Ladies, Lavender Legion, they have programs they do and things they do. So definitely get involved, become a member, and support it. Join a supporters group. Join them all if you can. I mean,
Yeah.
$5 for dues, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
do
you
your
might as well
thing,
join
yeah.
them all. I would say that I would have one request this year. If the supporters groups can make buttons, I really like buttons, and I wear buttons on everything. So, like, if you can make some buttons, I would really appreciate that. So, but yeah, join a supporters group, get involved, and help expand that game day experience and expand the supporters in the stands.
Then give Glenn a button.
And
Give him a button.
I'll pay for a button. You don't have to give it to me.
He'll give you money for a button. Just give the man a button.
I will.
That's all he's asking for.
Matt,
Button.
tell me a little bit about like what are some of the fun parts of being in a supporters group that you can think of?
Let's see. All three of us have been pretty involved in supporters groups for years now. And it's just a fun way to come together and sort of pool your resources into doing something that supports the club. I mean, the atmosphere, 100%, I mean, not 100%, but the atmosphere, 95% is due to a lot of that pooling of resources, right? Those flags, the smoke, the tifos, although John made a lot of those himself. But it's just kind of fun to be in a club, right? Like, it makes you feel like you're in a gang. It gives you an excuse to carry a switchblade so you can
No.
West Side Story type. No, we're not. Okay.
Well,
No.
no.
West Side Story
No.
switchblades are very dangerous.
Wait a minute.
They're very dangerous.
I got this.
I would hope so.
Oh, there
Oh.
it is.
Oh man, do I get to sing a song now?
Yep. You
Alright.
may get a beat
I
going
heard
for you.
get what kind of beat do we have here? I was gonna, I don't know, like musical theater kind of thing, or
No.
maybe I should talk about supporters groups. So
Yeah, take it
I
away.
mean, I
Back
feel like
to
it's
that.
really important that we get the people involved. So like I said, like just get involved with your teams. It's a great way to make friends too, right? Like, because basically it's similar minded people getting together to support something we all love and make it better, right? So like, whether it be, the Coopers or Scouse's house, and really the Coopers, right? They sit at the stop and all end typically. I mean, they don't have to, but typically that's where they are. And they're a little more raucous. And then you have the Ledgehogs that hang out I think they hang out at the bars, right? Near the edge there. And then you have Scouse's house in the waterfront end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it provides a great atmosphere, and they're having a good time. Everyone's enjoying the beautiful game together. And I think it's very important that we you join at least one, or if not all. Like I said, like at $5, to join the Ledgehogs, $5.50 for Blue City Ladies, $5.02 for Lavender Legion. I mean, you could join 4 out of 5 supporters groups for $25, and then why not spend the extra $25 and join all 5 of the ones that I could find the dues for, and become the ultimate supporter.
Now that I'm not
Man,
muted, I'd like to take the time really quick to say I got something you can support right here. But also, being involved in these groups has been like a life-changing experience. I know for that should have been a straight red, John. Whatever. It's been a life-changing experience for probably. I think I can speak for the three of us, right? Getting to know all the wonderful people involved in all these like little mini communities has been just so overwhelming and just fantastic, and my life is better because of it. So I can fully vouch for getting involved, and just it's a lot of fun. I mean, I guess that's really like the
I mean, we
final
wouldn't be
word.
here without the Coopers, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Theoretically speaking, the three of us wouldn't be recording a show tonight if it hadn't been for the Coopers, right? The Coopers really brought us all together. It got us
We might
involved
not have
with like
met.
not only TiVo, Capo, like I mean, all the things that were involved with the games, we got involved through. I did at least through Coopers, and I think it's similar
Yeah.
for the two of you. And just it's really important, I think, and also, like I said, it's not just the soccer side of it; it's the community side. So make sure you pick a supporters group that represent what what you feel and what you like to do, and get involved, and definitely help spread the word about Louisville City, right? Like that we're more than just a soccer team. Like there's more to it than just an awesome game on the pitch. Like there's more going on here. So
yeah, I think that's a really good point, because think about the first time you went to a Louisville City game, when you first felt that magic, right? And a lot of that was contributed to the atmosphere in the stadium. And joining a supporters group doesn't necessarily mean that you're just like paying some money to make that atmosphere better. But when you are collaborating and meeting new people, and not only are you enjoying the game itself, but you're enjoying the social atmosphere of getting to. I've met countless people from Louisville City, or through Louisville City, just like you said, Glenn. Through the Coopers and different things like that, we probably wouldn't have all met each other, and countless others that I've met, and they've all been really cool people. And it's kind of like we always say Purple Family. It's said a lot, but it really is just kind of one big Purple family. And the supporter groups are a great way to get deeper involved and to support the main supporters, whether it any of the supporter groups. I know with the Coopers, just from TIFO stuff, that a lot of that money goes right into paying for supplies to do TIFOs. The fabric is expensive, brushes, all that kind of stuff. It's not free. This isn't something that the team is not paying for this stuff, right? So it has to do with what the supporter organizations are funding, and it can go a long way, I believe, into adding to that atmosphere. So yeah, just take a look at the LouisvilleCity.com. It has all the information out there. Every one of these supporter groups has a Twitter handle and Facebook pages and all that. And I just, like Glenn said, I think both of you said, you don't have to join just one. You can be a member of as many as you want. There's lots of cool perks. I know the Coopers, they have the coin. And what else did you say, Glenn? The coin and the scarf. And then they also have a 15% off. It is at Atrium, I believe. Is that right?
They have other perks, so it's not listed out. So I didn't want to advertise something.
Well, I'll say it, and you guys can come to me. I'll give you $1.50 if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it's at Atrium. I guess that would make their beers like $10 a piece. I shouldn't say that either. They're not a sponsor. We've only got one sponsor at this point, but yeah. So there's always, it's ever evolving, right? And I think it's a very exciting time as these supporter groups, as we start a new campaign in 2022, you can be a part of the fan experience in a deeper way. So go ahead.
Yeah, like
and
John says,
quick,
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were speaking. I apologize.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead. Go for it. Just talk over me. It's all good.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like John said, I've met countless people, and I even like some of them. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Since y'all couldn't decide who was going to talk, I'll keep talking. So, okay, I really don't have anything to say. Matt, I'm going to let you start first. I'm going to take these reds off. All right. Okay. I'm so
sorry. This taken off via review? That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
VAR.
VAR, baby.
Step your shit up. Right?
Okay.
USL, you get VAR now. Huh?
Okay, go ahead, Matt. Go.
Those got VAR. I just wanted to make that one joke.
Harper's a pro ref.
That's it. I've said my piece. Go ahead, Glenn. Glenn probably had something to say that actually had, meaning or whatever behind it. Go ahead. Do your thing.
I was just going to say, it is important that, we do join supporters groups, but, the most important thing is that you show up at games. So on March 12th, whether you're in a supporters group or not, that you show up at Lynn Family Stadium and support the club. Because ultimately, without fans coming to the games, there's no reason for a supporters group. So make sure that you get out March 12th and you get to that game and you get in Lynn Family Stadium and you pack that place full and make some noise and let the boys know that we're here and we want another cup.
Yes.
I'm tired of Tampa taking our cups. So
yeah, me too. I like that attitude. I like that attitude a lot. All right. Well, that about does it for half number 2. Up your support. Go out and check out one of those supporter groups that we mentioned. We are not an affiliate, so it's not like we get like 10 cents per sign up or something. But it is an important venture for you to check out, I do believe. So let's see here. It is now time to head to the half. When we come back, it's going to be a prediction feast, as we will have all sorts of predictions about all sorts of things to happen in 2022 for Louisville City, including a extremely early playoff prediction and things like that. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after halftime hug time.
Halftime hug time!
I'm Glenn Grum, and you are listening to 24 Hour Purple People. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you tired of having your property seized by the authorities? Try Maddie's Mule Service. Maddie's Mule Service, guaranteed to get anything you want into the country. We only get paid if your product makes it to your destination safely. Try Maddie's Mule Service. Call us at 555-555-5555. That's Maddie's Mule Service. We'll get anything from point A to point B without getting caught.
24 Hour Purple People are not affiliated with Maggie's Mule Service. Call Maggie's Mule Service today. That's Maggie's Mule Service. 555-555-555-555-555.
Well, welcome back. Second half action awaits very soon. It's time for some predictions. Now, the way we did this, we went back and forth all week on our little chat we've got, and we tried to narrow it down to the best possible questions that we could ask, or I could ask these gentlemen. And we came up with some pretty good ones, I think. We also are going to talk a little bit about the postseason and all sorts of other stuff. We even have some oddball, off-the-wall questions. So let's get back to it. Oh, and Catherine Damas is going to be joining us very soon. I know she is nervous as all get out. She does a lot of psychic stuff on in person, not so much online, but nevertheless, there we go. So we are going to first talk about the players. Now, this is going to kind of be about obviously about the players and individual predictions. So first off, let's talk about our man number 17, Cameron Lancaster. He scored 21 goals in 2021. Absolutely sensational. How many goals do you think Cam will score in 2022? Glenn, you have some mood lighting going. I'm going to start with you.
I do. Actually, my robe is at the cleaners, so I really apologize to the fans that are watching at home.
As you should.
But I'm going to go with Cam's going to be on. I'm going to go with 22 goals. I feel like, though, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot more scoring. So I feel like it could be much higher. And maybe set a new record somewhere in the 29 or 30 range, possibly. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a lot, though.
Matt, what do you think?
We got some exciting new additions in our attack that I'm really glad about. And I still think Cam's going to get his, though. I'm going to go a little modest, though. I'm going to say about 20 goals.
20 goals. Well, let's see what Catherine Damas has to say as we'll bring her up here.
I see the magician. 22 goals for Cameron Lancaster.
Hey, I would not have thought that many. She's been a little optimistic today. Catherine Damas is being okay. We'll move on.
Spirits, they're optimistic.
Yeah, the spirits are optimistic.
I mean, I was pretty optimistic too, so I support that optimism.
That's true. Okay, so each season we have had at least one player with 2,000 passes. Who do you think, Matt, if anyone, gets to 2,000 passes, complete passes this year? Who do you think it will be?
I think one of those players that has done this previously is going to do it again because he's going to have a full season. He's going to be healthy all year, unlike last year. I think Oscar Jimenez is going to be passing from the back, and he's going to make over 2,000 passes.
Glenn, what do you think?
I'm going with Toch. I mean, I feel like we play out of the back a lot, and I feel like Toch touches the ball quite a bit, so he would be my prediction for the person to have over 2,000 passes next season.
Interesting. Cathrodamus chose not to draw a card for this one. Will our keepers have double-digit clean sheets in 2022? Now, we're talking about not even specific keeper. Let's just say altogether clean sheets, double digits for 2022. Glenn?
I'm going to go with no. I feel like it's going to be a season where we outscore everybody, so there won't be a ton of clean sheets, but we're still going to win a lot of matches.
Matt?
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to say yes to that. I think we're going to be decidedly improved from last year, but I don't think we're going to make it to double-digit clean sheets.
Cathrodamus, join us again, please.
Ooh. I cast judgment. City will have fewer than 10 clean sheets.
Well, she might know her stuff. I'm not really sure. Guess we will see. Let's be optimistic and hope that we
Remains
actually...
to be seen.
It remains to be seen, as a lot of these things do. So we have a possibility, and we play some West teams, eight games against the West this season. We have a possibility of 24 points from these fixtures against the West. Of the 24, Matt, how many points do you think we walk away with?
I'm going to go with 18. I'm going to have you do the math because I didn't. You figured out what that means, but I'm going to go with 18 out of 24.
18?
Not bad.
Okay. Glenn, number of points versus the West side.
First of all, I promise I didn't look at Matt's answers. I also wrote down 18. So
What?
Hey!
Oh, wow.
Twinsies.
Well, that's interesting. Cathrodamus, again, chose not to answer this one. She's very
Would
picky.
have done 18.
Yeah.
it
We're paying her
totally
well,
would've
though.
You are.
been 18.
How far...
Wait, we're getting paid for this?
How far do we make it in the U.S. Open Cup? We, of course, join in the second round against Chattanooga FC. So, Glenn, how far do you think we make it in the Open Cup? We've had some good runs before.
I think that we make it to the round of 16. I think it's a focus for us. I think it's the UL is going to take a stronger approach to this and try to pursue this trophy. And I think there'll be more USL teams deeper in this tournament than there ever have been before. Random prediction. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do.
Well, it's fair. Matt, what about you?
Man. Yeah, like the gap between I think the gap between USL sides and MLS sides, I think it is shorter every year. But again, I'm going to play a little conservative and go with round of 32. I think we make it there before falling to an MLS side.
Cathrodamus was once Lamar Hunt's personal psychic. I think she has an answer for this one. Let's see.
I see a player's strength.
Oh, no, she
Paulo
doesn't.
Del
She's answering
Pino
something
brings
else.
the
I
ruckus
don't
this
know.
year.
Well, she can see the questions before we do.
This is very
Yeah,
true.
so she knew what that question was going to be the next question, right?
Yeah.
It's very true. I don't know what she was referring to on that one. She thinks Paulo's going to win the U.S. Open Cup, apparently.
By himself.
I mean, he's decent. I think he can do it.
Got a shot, man. Don't tell him how high you can fly.
Okay. Enough of that tomfoolery. Let's see here. Let's move on from the players, shall we? And let's talk about individual team predictions. Our team predictions for 2022. So we will start with, this is kind of a fun one. In 2021, Louisville City was very dominant at Lynn Family Stadium, but lost its first game to Indy 11 in May, second month of games last season. And what month does Louisville City lose its first game this year, and what team beats us? Either one of you.
I will say, I think last week of April we're going to see Pitt in Lynn, and it's going to be a tough one, man. I think maybe we could lose to them. This is a wishy-washy answer, but barring that, I think we make it into June before we see a loss to maybe an unpredictable Orange County team.
Glenn?
I also promise I didn't look at Matt's answers on this one. I thought Pittsburgh at first, and then I was like, I put Pittsburgh, and then I was like, maybe we can run the gamut. And then I figured, if we make it, say, to like September, October without losing a match at home, there's a possibility we'd be resting players. So maybe like a 10-15 Hartford game we would drop because we had to rest some guys to be ready for the playoffs. Okay. But I feel like that April 30th test is absolutely a difficult one. I think one of the more difficult ones on the schedule. I feel like until then, I feel like most teams we play, we know who they are, and I think we match up pretty well. But I do think that Pittsburgh could be the possibility. I do think the West is also a wild card, so anybody we play at home from the West could be an issue. But I don't know. I feel confident going into the season. We have a really good team. We have the depth we would need. My only concern would be, right, if we do happen to make a deep cup run, there could be some games in that July-August timeframe where, we've got to rest some guys. So maybe you're focused on that cup versus leagues. So we'll see what happens.
Lynn has been a fortress for us, so I don't really see us losing more than a couple games, if any. These are definitely the friendly confines for us.
Yep. No, absolutely, I agree. We are a tough team at home, to say the least. Catherine Thomas has an answer. I don't know if it's going to have anything to do with this question, but let's see.
Our first home loss this year.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Ooh. I consulted the Oracle, and she says orange juice.
Orange juice?
Preferred drink of psychics.
Good with vodka.
Everywhere. All right, let's see here.
That and ayahuasca.
Okay. Oh, I know what happened now. Okay. We came in second last year in goals scored with 61. Phoenix Rising led the league last year, 68. Does Louisville City lead the league in goals in 2022? Matt, I'll let you start on this one.
I think we're going to see upwards of 80 plus goals this year. I really do think that we're going to be a purple juggernaut out there in front. But I think one of the squads out west will probably top us. So maybe by only a couple. I think it's going to be a very tight race there. So I'm going to go with no.
Glenn?
I went with yes. I think we're going to pour the goals in as well. I feel like we definitely have a very attack-minded team, and I feel like it's just going to be one of those seasons where the goals just go in. And I feel like it's going to be tough for anyone out west to match what we're going to be able to do.
Catherine Thomas would like to circle back to the Open Cup. Let's see. Hold
on. I see the 6th month.
Oh, okay.
I see the quarterfinals.
Nice.
Sometimes the cards just speak for themselves, and they don't care about the order that is on.
When consulting the Oracle, it doesn't always make sense.
Okay. Let's see. Did we cover everything under team stats? I think we kind of skipped around there. I apologize for that. I'm using freaking sticky notes in Windows. Anybody ever use that before? Probably not.
No, they know how to run a show, so they don't do that.
Yeah.
I think we missed who the MVP was going to be, who we were going to predict for MVP.
But... Well, we already know Catherine Damas picked Paulo Del Piccolo.
To win the entire Open Cup. Yep.
Yeah. No. I think that was actually her MVP. She actually predicted the future of this question. MVP of 2022. Glenn, since you were kind enough to remind us, tell me who your MVP is this season.
Well, I picked the same answer as Castradamus. I went with PDP. I feel like if we're going to win the Cup this year, I think it's going to be from that midfield position, and I feel like PDP is going to be the man that does it, the captain, the skipper that leads us to that victory. So I went with PDP.
I'm gonna go with Kyle Morton. I think he's the X factor for the whole season for us. I think he's that one little boost we need to get over that Tampa Bay hump, making those key saves. I think it's going to be Kyle Morton.
Okay.
We allowed 37 goals in 32 games last year, so got some room for improvement.
That's a lot for us, it feels like.
I like that. Okay. All right. Well, are you guys ready for some kind of off-the-wall fun ones? Yes.
Are you ready for some off-the-wall fun ones?
I guess so. Now, I have some predetermined questions here, but I'm probably going to throw in some curveballs that you guys don't know about.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, curveballs.
Okay.
The Young Bucks are going to win the AEW titles tonight, by the way.
That's a real hot take.
Oddballs. Sorry about that. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
Don't disrespect Jungle Boy. Not in this house.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, come on.
Okay. So, moving right along. Oddball questions. Here we go. Third kit. We have not seen it yet. What are you expecting this third kit, if it even exists? What are you expecting color-wise out of the third kit, Matt?
I think we're going to bring in kit manufacturer Charlie, and I think we're going to have them create the Tory Green kit that we've always wanted. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Wait, who's always wanted Green?
Somebody. San Diegaites.
I don't think anyone wants that. I feel like, although, going with the green, I do feel like maybe we do a mint kit to try and tie in with racing, maybe do like some cross-promotional things. So, I mean,
not, but that'd be
I saw
cool.
that the Austin team was wearing a mint kit that was made by Adidas, right? And they're our kit suppliers, so.
I'm gonna say that now that we're doing these questions that have no that I don't have to know anything, I'm gonna say gold. You're welcome. Number 2. What?
What about Paisley?
Brad Paisley?
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love a Paisley kit.
Right. I'll buy that.
Question number 2 is about the 8 p.m. start times. Very controversial. So these 8 p.m. start times coming this season. I don't know what the first game is for 8 p.m. starts. Maybe in June or July. Nevertheless, 8 p.m. starts. First off, let me add, this is going to be a 3-part question. So we'll just kind of do this a little bit rapid fire somewhat. Matt, 8 p.m. starts. Does it hurt or help team performance?
I don't know if it necessarily will affect team performance at all. So I'm just going to say help.
All right. Glenn, what do you think?
They're elite athletes. They can play no matter what's going on out there.
Very good. 8 p.m. starts. Will they affect our drinking? Matt?
I think that cirrhosis will affect my drinking.
Right.
Maybe my wife leaving me, that could affect my drinking, but I don't think the sun necessarily
make it worse.
is gonna.
Glenn?
Yeah, or better. I don't know.
8 p.m. drinking. It's extra 30 minutes.
I mean, I don't know if that's better or worse. Like, what's the metric we're going by here? Because you're going to be able to drink more, but that's not necessarily going to make you better, right? Like, you're just going to be more inebriated. So it depends on how good you are when you are drunk.
I guess I guess a fair question that well, yeah. Do you think it's going to help attendance in the supporter section? Matt? No. Glenn?
The sun is still going to be there, and we're still going to be left to roast. You think it's going to help?
Yes,
I hope so, man.
Yeah, the sun's going to be going down a little bit. I feel like, man, it's going to help a lot with that attendance because the sun's going to be at a different angle, so it shouldn't be as hot in those stands. And I feel like more people, because you notice throughout, I don't know if everyone else notices this, but throughout the match, as that sun angle changes, more people pile into the Estopanol Inn. So hopefully, with that sun being a little bit lower, close to the bridge, more people will come join us and sing songs and drink beer. So if they didn't drink all the beer in the parking lot. So
I think Cathradamus has some thoughts about the sun. Let's see here. Cathradamus, can you hear us? Oh,
I see the sun. We all see the sun.
sun's so
Hot
we all
take.
see the sun. That is true. All right.
yeah.
Well,
wait,
She's
that
getting-
wasn't the question, was it? Like
she's
the
getting
sun's
more-
absolutely going to exist.
she's getting more vague with her answers, I think. As
It's not the
show.
question, but I'm glad that someone's predicting that. I feel better about that. That
Yeah,
the sun is still
absolutely.
going to exist. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, eventually it's going to implode, right? Explode and then implode and become a black hole. So, I mean, I'm glad to know that that's not going to happen this season, I guess.
Well, as long as it doesn't happen before we win that third star, then that's
all right.
okay.
That's all that matters.
Whoa, there it is. Yep. Yeah.
Like that astronomy.
It's just a miniature one. It'll go away pretty quickly. Okay. So, what is the? I'm gonna flip these around a little bit. So, what is the
Flip it,
best
reverse
drink,
it.
the best bourbon, or the best drink of your choice, whatever, that you like? Oh, speaking of bourbon, there's some in Lynn Family Stadium. Your favorite drink in Lynn Family Stadium, if you had to choose one, or a favorite beer they might have, or something like that. Matt, obviously, I have to start with you because Glenn's in timeout.
That lavender lemonade, man, that's good. It's behind the Estopanol end on that concourse. I don't know where exactly, but lavender lemonade is fantastic. The close second would be a margarita, but it is from a very specific vendor who I will not name. I don't want to blow up their spot because I don't want them getting in trouble for heavy pours. But
We're getting some feedback in the chat. KH says margarita. Hope says a slushy, the bourbon slushy. Oh, that's my favorite. They are dangerous.
there we go.
When you have a stack of
That's what
those
pops in
bourbon,
chat, man.
when you have a stack of those bourbon slushy cups, you need to call that Uber. Glenn.
You roast in the Estopanol end sun.
So Glenn, tell
So-
us favorite drinks.
Man, I'm going to go with anything that comes from the bar right as you walk in by the team store.
Mm-hmm.
They are always very nice, very pleasant, and they pour very well, and their slushies are always on point. So
They are.
that's where I would
slushies.
go for my drink.
Yeah, they are. They do
Man,
make.
it's like
Go ahead.
it's going to cool you down on that hot day with that sun, right? That nice icy, keep you cool in the sun. But
I mean, they're great when it's cold. I'll probably have half a dozen on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
I will also say,
are you bringing a wheelbarrow to the game?
a wheelbarrow?
Yeah, for half a dozen
We're just gonna
slushies.
carry. We're just gonna drag him out by his feet, by his
Maybe.
ankles.
Well, that's what
It'll
you
be
guys
fine.
are here for, right? I mean, basically,
The fireman's carry.
started the show just so I would
Friends
have
are for-
more possibilities for DDs. Okay, so Matt, you kind of said something about margarita location. I do want to say, for those of you who don't know, this is important. So listen up. There is definitely a difference in the bourbon slushy by the team store and the bourbon slushy that is in the other on the other corner. Like it's for real. It tastes different. And I think what it is, I figured out was the one over on the other end has Red Bull in it, if I'm not mistaken, which is like crazy for me because I'm thinking I'm not a big like vodka Red Bull type person. I don't really like the idea of I want to get really yeep and then really whoop and I'm not really the roller coaster. I just want to kind of be like
Yeah, that's my normal life. That roller coaster. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't want that
so-
in the drink.
Yeah, I love being Europe and Europe. Like that's life.
Yeah.
Right?
But there definitely is a difference. There is no doubt in my mind that there is a difference between those bourbon slushies because I've had them both numerous times, and the one by the team store is definitely better. And to Glenn's point, they are really on top of things when it comes to serving up some drinks and very quick about it. So thank you to
Let's
those.
compare on Saturday. We'll double fist it and we'll chug both and we'll figure out which one.
I like where
tastes
this
better.
is. I like where this is.
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
That's a good.
I mean,
Very
the parking
scientific
pass costs about as
evaluation.
much as an Uber right now. So
True dat. Now this is a little bit more of a serious oddball question, if there is such a thing. Could this be, just because of all the new faces, could this be considered a rebuilding year for a team that was seconds away from playing for their third chance at a cup, or fourth chance at a cup, third possible star? In any way, shape, or form, would you think that this is a rebuilding year? Glenn, I'll start with you on this one.
Wait, Matt, can I just go back? Who did you pick for your MVP?
Kyle Morton.
I don't feel like this is a rebuilding year at all, right? Catherine Damas picked PDP. We have Morton, who's a keeper who's been experienced in the league. I don't feel like we're rebuilding. I feel like we're just winning. And that's what we do.
I like that.
In a rebuilding scenario, we would have blown this team up, right? But that's the opposite of how we do business, right? That's how we've been able to contend for so long, for so many years, is because we bring back this core, right?
I feel like that's the model in general, right? It's like Louisville City keeps the players, and like we've done a really good job at keeping the core team and continuing on, and also giving those guys opportunities beyond the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
this is a team that should and will be contending for another title this year. This is not a rebuilding year whatsoever. Yeah.
I think Catherine Damas had one last strong. There's a lot of fingers on the screen. One last
8 of them,
strong
actually.
prediction here. 8 bourbon slushies? Okay. Hold on. Let's see
No,
here.
that's the number of times we're going to play for the Eastern Conference Championship. Only this year we're going to take that cup home.
8 straight years. Oh, hold on.
Getting home.
Here we go. Rebuilding year.
Oh, look, it's my card.
No, you fool!
You fool.
She's getting a little bit more,
I know.
a little bit more dicey with these final predictions.
A little
Catherine
bit
Damas says.
aggressive.
Yeah, she's very aggressive psychic.
A little adversarial from the medium there.
I tell you, if you've ever got hit with a tarot card beside the head, it hurts. I can tell you that much. Okay, we are going to wrap things up with Final Four, right? It's March Madness time, but a different type of March Madness, as we are discussing our playoff predictions, and we are going to narrow it down to 4 of the teams that we think are going to be in the both ends of things, right? So, Glenn,
East and West.
Yeah, East and West. Well, that's what I meant to say. Matt, I'm going to start with you. What do you think is who do you think is going to be in this Final Four? Who's your Final Four predictions?
My Final Four in the West is going to be Phoenix, even without Solomon Asante. I think they've been able to sort of contend for a long time, much like us. Sacramento, they've had a big team overhaul. They brought in a lot of good young players. El Paso, and with the addition of Nico Brett, we're going to go with New Mexico. Those are my Final Four in the West.
Okay, West. West is the best, maybe not, but
Yep.
Glenn, give me your West, if you want
So
to.
I have almost all the same ones that Matt does, except for we have a little bit of a difference, right? I went with Phoenix and New Mexico. I agree on those. I went Orange County and San Diego Loyal. I feel like they have a shot at it this year. They definitely they got some money coming in, so maybe they'll be able to show us what they got. So
That Landon Donovan money.
yeah, right.
All right. So let's talk about the East. Lots of this is a tough one. I'm going to admit this is very tough. Glenn, let me hear about your East Final Four. Go.
So I went with Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Because I mean, they're always a great team in the East. I went Tampa again, even though they've lost some key pieces. They've added some decent pieces as well. So I feel like they're going to be a good team again. And I feel like they're our budding rivalry right now, right? They have 2 of our cups, I feel like. So I feel like it's going to be nice to get some revenge there. Miami, because I feel like that's Lou City Light, and I feel like we always are contending for a title. And then I went with what's that team that plays here, John? Oh yeah,
Lake City?
City.
Blue City. Matt?
Metro.
Metro, yeah, for the USL title.
Matt?
My teams in the East are City because duh. Tampa Bay, I mean, they're right up there with us as perennial contenders. Pitt has always been a really strong team, and they added Dane Kelly this year. So, I mean, I'm a little bit scared of them. And I'm going to go with Memphis because wild card bitches. Anything could happen in the playoffs.
I like that.
Okay. Do we want to narrow it down from 4 to 2? Is anybody that gutsy? At least 2 panelists.
Oh.
I'm full of guts, actually.
Okay. Well, Gutman, let's narrow it down. Give me your 2 from the
I'm
west
gonna
and 2 from the east.
Oh, I have to go to 2? I just went with 1. So I went with my
Oh,
Western
yeah.
Conference champions, are
Okay.
New Mexico,
Yes.
because that's who I want to see Louisville City play in the championship game. So
All right. Matt, do you have do you have it? Guts. Tell us your prediction.
Let's go with. I would love just because I want to see it. I want to see it in the East. I want to see a rematch of us and Tampa where we take that cup home in the Eastern Conference Final. And then let's go with Phoenix and New Mexico in the title game for the West. And ultimately, I think we're going to beat New Mexico 2-1. I didn't copy that from Glenn. All right, I had that. I had that before.
This is the bold prediction show that both panelists choose the same answers. Just kidding.
that's really strange, though, that we would choose the same answer.
That is,
because
I mean,
we
like,
definitely did not talk
No.
about this like beforehand. We did
We're
not.
basically
like,
the
we
same
just-
person, so it's not that. It's not that weird. It's not that weird.
Well, interesting indeed. This has been a lot of fun, guys. The Final Four, of course, this is March Madness time of the year, but you heard it from our 2 panelists, and don't forget, you do get to hold them accountable if these predictions are incorrect.
Physically attack us if these predictions are wrong.
Wait, don't attack us. There should be no
Physically attack
attacking,
us.
only love.
Confront us. Get in our faces. No face mask. Just get in our faces and slap us around if any of these are incorrect.
Absolutely.
There should only be love, okay? This is soccer, and
Love
soccer
us with
should
your
promote
fists.
love. No, love is not with your fists. It's
Kiss
with
us
your,
with your
arms.
fists.
Don't kiss us with your fists. Kiss us with your hugs.
Well, it's a great awkward way to end this.
Please don't
program.
punch me.
Yeah.
The only way I know how to end things, awkwardly.
Yep. You got it.
Right?
So as we kind of wrap up today, we couldn't be more excited about March the 12th, and we couldn't be more
Giddy.
excited about
Jazz.
24-hour Purple People in 2022, and we hope that you enjoyed the episode, our great prediction episode, and this thing will only get better as it can't get much worse on the technicality end, so my apologies for pushing all sorts of buttons. Doug, you're not supposed to nod at that, Matt. We're glad that you came along here, and we hope to see you next Sunday as we will be hopefully recapping the first victory of the season. We'll also be talking about a Cup of Challenge. Catherine Damas might come back. Who knows? She might not ever be seen again. We'll have to look at the ratings and see how it worked out. Just kidding. We don't know what that even means, or I don't.
She should always come back. I don't care what the ratings say. Like, we should have
She
her
was
back.
phenomenal.
She did a great
She
job.
was phenomenal.
And nobody cares about
Thank
us.
you
They're
so
here
much.
for Catherine Damas.
And you know, she took that
Right?
smoke. She took that smoke machine like right to the face. It clearly says on the smoke machine, "Do not shoot at somebody," and she's taking it point blank because she's trying to read through these tarot cards. I mean, that's a professional psychic if I've ever seen one. So
That's what you got to do when you're in the psychic game.
no, absolutely,
You take the smoke right to the face.
absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, for Matt Dalton and Glenn Grum, I am going to say a good night. We want you to keep it purple, Louisville, and we will see you Saturday, Purple Fam. It's the opening game of the season.
Yeah, come say hello to us. Come drink with us.
Yeah.
Hugs. Come hug
Come
us.
have some fun.
Yeah.
Hug time. All right, we'll
Hit
see
us
you
and
next
punch
time.
us with your fists.
Bye-bye.
No, hug
Hangman
us with
wins
your
your